Good morning or good afternoon, whatever time it is that you're watching this. I hope you're having a great day. It's Mr. Montgomery again, and today we are starting Unit 13 of Math. So we're done measuring for now, and we're going to be telling time. So let's take a look at this purple clock up top. See this little blue doggy? He's hanging on this red thing here. Well, this is called a hand of a clock. And this short red one, see how it's shorter than the black one here? The short one is called the hour hand. And this long black one is called the minute hand. So we have the hour hand and minute hand. And when they make this pattern of the hour hand pointing at a number and the minute hand points at the 12, we say o'clock, but we say the hour first. So it would be 4 o'clock. And that's all there really is to it. We're just focusing on telling time on the hour. So let's start down here. I'm going to use two different colors. So I'm going to use, I'm going to make it a little different than this one up here. So for the hour hand, I'm going to use blue. And the minute hand, I'm going to use red. So what if the hour hand is pointing right there and the minute hand is pointing at that 12? What time would we say this is? Well, we would look at the hour hand first, and we see that's pointing at the 6. So then we would say it is 6 o'clock. All right, let's try another one. Get my blue ready. Let's see, what if the hour hand is pointing at that 9? And you have the minute hand pointing straight up there. What time would this be? Well, make sure you look at that hour hand first. We know it's pointing at the 9. So it would be 9 o'clock. See, this isn't that tough. I'm pretty sure you guys are thinking, Mr. Montgomery, this is so super duper easy. Make it a little bit tougher. And I will give you the toughest time I can think of that has to do with time on the hour. What would we do if the hour hand is pointing up top like that, the 12, and the minute hand is also pointing up at the top? Well, if they're all pointing at the 12, what would we do? What would we say the time is? Well, just like the other ones, we think about, where's this hour hand pointing, this little blue one, where is it pointing? Well, it's pointing at the 12. So we would just say it's, oh, sorry, I lost my grip. It is 12 o'clock. That's all there is to it. You know what? Let's go on to the next page. I know you guys don't have this. I'm going to go into a fresh page that has some different ones. I'm going to make you think a little bit more. Let's have some fun with this. All right, so I have a new worksheet with some different problems. Instead of me drawing them, we have to figure out the time that they gave us. So let's try to figure this out. If you happen to have an extra piece of paper and a pencil, do these with me. We're going to try to figure these out together. Okay, so number one, they kind of did for us, but let's check it out. So it says, write the time shown on each clock. That's what we have to do. And for number one, this blue hour hand is pointing at what number? The 4. And this red minute hand is pointing at the 12. So that's how they got 4 o'clock, because this hour hand is pointing at the 4. And whenever this minute hand points at that 12, we always say o'clock. So let's look at this next one. What time would you say this is? I'm going to give you a second to think of it. If you have a piece of paper with you, go ahead and write down your answer. What time do you think this clock is? All right. So let's go over this one. If you have an answer, hold it in your head. If you have a piece of paper, make sure you wrote it down. And actually, if you feel like it, go ahead and just yell the time at the screen right now. Yell it at your computer. Say, Mr. Montgomery, it's what o'clock? It's 9, because this hour hand, this blue hour hand is pointing at this 9 over here. Circle it. And this minute hand is pointing at the 12. So we say it's 9 o'clock. And let's do the same thing for number 3. If you have a piece of paper, write down what time you think this clock right here is telling us. What time is it? What time, what time, what time, what time? Or, I would love it if you just yelled your answer at the screen. Ready? On the count of 3, just yell your answer at the screen if you don't have a piece of paper. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Okay, I can't hear anything because you guys, unfortunately, are not in the same room as me. But it is, let's see, it is 3 o'clock because this hour hand is pointing at the 3 and the minute hand's pointing at the 12. So we would say it is 3 o'clock. So now, before we move on, you're going to need your math workbook that we send home. It is black with the blue butterfly on it. And we are going to do the one page kind of together. I'm going to lead you guys in the right direction, explain what we're doing, and then the other side you're going to do completely on your own. So let's go ahead and get that workbook open, and I'll show you guys exactly what page it should be. Okay, so if you have your workbook, make sure you crack it open. If you still need an extra second, hit the pause button on this video. If you have a Chromebook or a laptop, you just hit the space bar. If you have a iPad or a phone, just tap the screen, I think twice, and it should pause the video for you. If not, and you already have it, let's get moving. We're just going to jump right into number 1, see how they got this answer, see what they want us to do. It says write the time shown on each clock. So for this first clock here, we look at, it says the hour hand. What number is the hour hand pointing to? And if you're not sure, you can kind of just like circle it. Actually, I need a bigger circle. It's pointing at the number 3, so that's where they got this. So the hour hand will be 3, and the minute hand is pointing at the 12. That's where they got this from. So what time would we say this is? When the hour hand points at a number and the minute hand is pointing at the 12, we say it is 3 o'clock for this one, because the hour hand's pointing at that 3. Okay, I want you to try number 2 on your own. Tell me what number the hour hand is pointing to. Tell me what number the minute hand is pointing to. And then write down what time it is. Okay. If you still need a couple extra seconds, go ahead and hit that pause button. If not, let's get right into it. Let's see what we have here. For the hour hand, it's pointing to the 8. So we would write the 8 right there. And the minute hand is pointing to the 12. So we'll write the 12 down there. And what time would this be if the hour hand is pointing to this 8 and the minute hand points straight up at the 12? We would say it's 8 o'clock. And that's all we're doing for this one section. All right, let's look at the rest of this page. We're going to kind of do number 3 together, the same way we did number 2. And then we're just going to jump right down to these other ones at the bottom so you understand what to do. So these are the ones we're going to do together. We're going to do 3 and 5 together. Then you're going to do number 4 and 6 all on your own without my help. I'm not going to give you any answers. And after that, you're going to do the other side on your own too. But first, let's jump into number 3 here. It says the hour hand. What is the hour hand pointing to in this clock right here? And so we need the hour hand number and we need the minute hand number. And then we got to write down the time. So I'll give you guys just a couple seconds to write those down. Okay, I think that might have been long enough. If it's not long enough, you need a couple extra seconds, just hit that pause button real quick. And if you are all done writing down your answer, let's go over it together to check our work. We always want to check our work. So the hour hand is pointing at this 1 right there. So for the hour hand, we're going to write 1. And the minute hand is pointing at this 12. So we'll write 12 for minute hand. And what time would it be if the hour hand points at the 1 and the minute hand points at the 12? It's going to be 1 o'clock. And that's it. Now, I'm skipping 4 because that's going to be part of your homework. And for this bottom part, it says write the times that come next. So it's just asking what comes next in order. So if we were to say 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock, what would come next? It's the same as counting. 4, 5. What do you think? Tell you what, go ahead and write down what you think the answer is. Same way as number line, just think about a number line and you'll think it's super easy. 4, 5. Let's go over it. 6 would be next. 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock. Because it starts right here at like the 1 and it's going to go around. Goes around this way. That's how a clock works. So it always starts at the lower numbers and works its way around to the bigger number all the way to 12, and then it just starts all over again. That's all they're really asking. So you're going to do number 4 on your own, do number 6 on your own as part of your homework, and then we have to go to the other side of the page. And I'm going to show you exactly what that page looks like. And here is what the other side of the paper looks like. It's going to say the word practice, and it's going to have the number 13-1. That is the rest of your homework. Do all these on your own. So for this first part, it's showing you all these clocks, and it's telling you what time it is already. So see here, it's saying 7 o'clock and showing you the dots. So you draw an hour hand at the 7 and a minute hand at the 12. What time would you draw for 10 o'clock? And how would you draw the time for 2 o'clock? That's all they're really asking. They want you to draw the time, and they're telling you what time to draw. And for this bottom part here, so let's see. So mark the missing time. So just like on the other page, how the time went in order, this time they took one of those times away. And it's, instead of being at the end, it's going to be in the middle. So 2 o'clock, blank, 4 o'clock. What would be in the middle? If you just think about this as a number line, or draw a number line and then use that if you need to, it will really help you out. Because how time works is just like a number line, how the numbers kind of start small with 1 and then they go wrap all the way around going that way towards the bigger numbers, and then it just repeats over and over. Okay, so if you need extra help, you can always ask mom or dad, or have mom or dad get in touch with your teacher if they need to, okay? So that is your homework. As soon as you're done, make sure you send a picture of it to your teacher because we want to see your work. We do. And I can't wait to see all the work that you guys send in to me for my students. And I will talk to you guys tomorrow where we will learn something new about time. All right. So I will see you guys then.